Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we have here a Alfa 156 with a twin spark engine. The customer states that the idle is at 4000 RPM, 3 to 4000 RPM. There is a few things that you can check out here on the intake to make sure that the problem is what I think it is. One of them is to remove this altogether and put your hand on the intake itself with the engine running. It will hurt a bit, but don't worry, okay? And the engine has to shut off immediately. If not, you may have a problem here on the check valve. To check the check valve, you can blow on it and suck on it, and it has to be close to one side, okay? So on the latest models, you have a idle regulator that goes directly into the shaft of the intake valve over here, and they go bad a lot, okay? This is what is happening to the car. Meanwhile, I will show you what I did so far to check if the problem was not on the check valve and on any other of the intake sleeves, for example, because doing the test with your hand, you can see if you have any other intake, a false intake, that will show on your testing. Make sure also that you have a good quality sleeve over here, the sleeve that goes from the intake to your air meter. This one is new, really new. So here we go. Okay, when you blow on it, it goes. Okay, when you pull on it, nothing. Okay, it means that this PCV valve is good. Normally they go bad. And when this PCV valve goes bad, the symptom is very similar. Probably not so much, okay? So I will remove here the entire intake body to be able to reach the regulator much better, and I will not repair this at home because it is way out of my league. I will send it to my trusty control unit repair shop, which is Total Sytems. They work worldwide, so you can ask them for quotes. Okay, how do I take that off? Okay, I know. Once it's off, I show you. Okay, we have here 4 bolts T40 40. Previous regulators were by a bypass, air bypass. Those ones were good and cheap. This one goes directly to the shaft, so what are you gonna do, right? Taking the connector off, taking out the accelerator cable. On the other 147 that I did, which had the problem with the immobilizer, it is really the latest of the latest of the intake bodies, which is fly-by-wire. Okay, this one was already messed with, I believe. Okay, so we have here the ECU, we have the intake, the throttle body, and the regulator for the idle. And I believe I will, yeah, let's go all in one piece, all in one go, so they can do some bench testing and whatnot. Yeah, I think will be for the best. And it is not more expensive because of that. Really, it's not. It may be actually even cheaper because it saves time, right? While we are waiting for that to be on the specialist, I will do here some assemblies on this Alfa 166. I already did the timing belt. It is exactly the same as the 8 valve. This is a 10 valve one, the JTD, okay? And it is the same, it is down on the description. Here for this left side, I have here the top and bottom arm and the boot for the axle. And I'm okay. I already did one on a channel, and I regretted not to record it. So this time I will do it. Okay, I will do it because even if it is a bad video, I don't want anything to be out of your knowledge. Another thing that I discovered here on this car, as we are here, when the customer arrived, he shut off the engine, and the engine just shaked a lot, really a lot. But I saw that this thing over here works. I already explained you a lot on this channel what is it for. And when I checked on the inside, you cannot see it, there is nothing in there. They took out the blade itself just for whatever, okay? So replacing here some diesel hoses and whatnot. well, it's not 4,000 anymore, just 2,000. Well, we had a problem on the cable came loose. The cable just came loose over there, which lifts up the idle a little bit more in this case. But okay, I do not have 4,000 RPM right now. I just have 2,000, and well, which means that it is better. And yes, I had a problem on the potentiometer of the actuator, and that appears to be solved. But now I have this issue, still a bit too high, and the car now is drivable. I did drove the car. It is drivable. Yes, on the road, perfectly fine. Just on idle, it is a little bit like this. This cover over here of the timing belt was off when the car came, and I think in here probably the car may not be on time. I will check for that because it is easy to do. I do have a video for that if you want to know how to properly check for timing on these engines. I will do that right now. I'm seeing here that this manifold is moving, the intake one, when I accelerate, and these cars used to have a support underneath. This one does not have it. Probably that's why it is moving. And I did the testing with my hand and no vacuum leaks were present, but sometimes that may not be enough, that test. I will spray some brake cleaner onto the sleeves over here, these rubber sleeves, to see if the symptom of the idle changes. If it does, we do have a leak. Yes, we do, but one step at a time. Let's see here the timing. There is absolutely no need for RTV on this gasket. Please. Jesus. Yeah, to the ground. So much crud. Okay. Now take out the first or the last spark plug. So number 4 or number 1. Number 1. So just turning the engine, we want to shoot to number 2 on the intake and number 3 on the exhaust. I mean here the camshafts, the lobes up. And adjust the TDC also. Then you can lock it with a tool if you want, but for verification this is more than enough. Okay, right here. At first glance it seems quite near, so the issue is not timing. I will, however, do it properly and see, but I can see that this is not a problem, okay? In fact, I think I never encountered a issue like this where the timing was an issue, but every day can be a surprise. Then I have to advise for a new gasket over here, the valve cover gasket, and advice for the timing belt because this one is really starting to crack. So this is brilliant. One of the very rare occasions where I have a good timing on these engines. This one, okay, not that much on the intake, but close enough for now. Later, as I am to replace here the timing belt, I'll just do this again and do this just to the infinite detail. But it is timed, okay? Cover back in and test for any more false intakes with the spray. The torque of this is about 30 Newton meters. Make sure when putting back again the cover, the wires are all completely free and not stuck, okay? Now that I know that the engine is timed, I can go ahead and try to do a procedure where I can tell the car to learn the new position of the actuator. Yes, I could do that before. Yes, you can. You can do that anytime you want. One thing that I noticed on the road, I just went to put some gas. This engine is starting to not misfire, but start to stall a little bit, almost like a misfire on low RPMs. Normally that happens when you have the engine out of timing, but in this case it was not. So that's why I wanted to check this first to be absolutely sure before doing anything else. It also can be the case where the repair of the actuator may not be completely successful, and for that I do have two others to be verified by the technician, the electronics guy, to make sure I have good units to the near future to test and to have, to sell and to assemble, and also for this car, of course. If the spray goes to the intake directly, of course we have a different symptom of the engine. Try to do the testing where you think the problem is. Well, was it the car or was it the spray? Because on the previous clip it did this. It started at 1200 and then jumped to 2000. It is at 2000 right now. So let's carry on. It possibly was a coincidence. Yeah, it was. After doing the adaptation with the diagnosis machine, this is the result. Perfect! Very nice. Now the engine is hot, okay? For the adaptation I had to do it with another machine. My old Altel one does not do it. My new Altel one does it, but I do not have it with me right now. So I had to do with a machine of a colleague of mine, and I did not record over there. But the adaptation is very easy to understand. Just do it with the diagnosis machine, like I told you to do other stuff with the diagnosis machine on other of my videos. One last step is to see if on the cold start, if the idle is correct. Okay, now it is just a little bit high, just right on at 1000, but I think it is good for this engine. Okay, Well, in cold you should have one and a bit, 1,000 and a bit RPM, and if it drops once the car gets a little bit hot, yeah, once it stays like this, actually means that the job is well done. In this way, we confirm again that we did not have any problems when any leaks of intake air. So in that way, no extra air was being sucked through the engine. Down on the description, you have a lot more stuff related to this. I have a lot of diagnoses right now for this year and last year. I have a lot of diagnoses of crank no start, things like this. I really do have a lot of crank no starts here. I have that 159 over there. The ECU just burned because of the poor battery. Okay, I do have a lot of stuff down on the description. Check out the playlists that I have for the crank no start, for lack of power or no power at all, for brakes, for electrical issues, solutions, and whatnot. For airbag lights, for example, very common here on this 156s. I really do have a lot of stuff that can and will be useful for you. Okay. Also, down on the description, you have links for helps for the channel if you are able to do so. I have my 75 and my 33 that I want to put on the road again, and I really appreciate if you can do a little bit of a help. Okay. 24 hours later, let's see how it's going. Should expect a little bit of idle. Now with each passing second it should go down a little bit, not higher. Seem to have, yes, seem to have there a problem with the exhaust. It is dropping, okay. So it is functioning correctly, at least it appears to be. Let's wait a little bit more. That scared me. Remember that these actuators are old and they are not available new. Or well, I did find one for 250 euros, and that is a lot for a car like this. So if you are able to buy a new one, please consider that, because repairing used ones, it seems not to be a great idea, and it is expensive. So yeah, I see you next time, guys. Bye.